Today we have a special guest. This is Barney. He's a Westie, a West Highland Terrier. Oh, thank you. And his owners have let us know that he's kind of into toys, but he is not interested in bringing the toy back. So he is going to be the perfect demo dog for today's lesson. So in just a moment, I'm going to show you how to go from this to this. I'm Kayl McCann. This is Barney. Welcome back to McCann Dogs. In today's video, since I have a very food motivated dog, I'm going to be using our McCann Dogs Retrieve Trainer toy. And I'm going to talk about some of the features as to why this really is helpful for dogs like this. But you also could use alternative options like an old sock that you don't want to use anymore that you can drop treats inside of, or anything that you can, a zippered pouch that you can put treats inside of, something that's easy for your dog to put their mouth around and that food can be secured inside. So you don't need to have one of these in order to train the exercise, but I do want to point out a few different features so that if you're using an alternative toy, you can make sure you can check those features off your list. A couple things that we really like about this toy is the fact that the actual pouch part, when I put the food inside, I can actually make it really visible, super easy for the dog to get out, or I can just jam it right in there so it's much harder for him to get out. If you have a dog that's really food motivated, I would start off by making the food very, ooh, there we go, very visual and very easy for the dog to get out so the rewards can happen a little bit more easily, and then of course you can make it harder from there. The other thing that I really like about this is if I wanted to put a leash through it to attach it to something, I certainly can do that. And last but not least, these dangly little tails at the end, these are important because when you're trying to teach your dog to tug or play with a toy, it needs to be extremely easy for them to latch onto with the toy. So these dangly pieces, they move around, they ignite prey drive. It also sort of looks a bit like a ball for dogs that are motivated by balls, but these are really important. I can grab onto one end, he can grab onto another. So you need to have a couple of these features on whatever toys that you're using. So if you're using a sock, for example, the great thing about a sock, especially if you use specific types of treats, is if you put like a hot dog wiener or cheese or something completely disgusting in your sock. I'm sure you're envisioning this now. But what happens is when your dog bites onto the cheese in the bottom of the sock, it's going to actually ooze out of the holes, the woven pieces of your sock. So actually the more they tug, the more reward they get. And it's completely disgusting. You will never use that sock again. But it can be a really awesome training tool to get the dog more interested. If you're going to use like a zipper pouch or anything like that, be sure of the texture, make sure it's really easy. Once your dog sort of bites onto it, you can unzip the pouch and then give the food from outside. So that's a good option. I think the sock is a little bit better. And again, something like this is going to be a great way to kind of build all of these things together. Again, we're focused on a food motivated dog that's not super into a toy. So we need to be able to marry the food and the toy together so the dog thinks this is just as awesome as getting a treat. Okay, so here's where we start. I have Barney on a leash to ensure that I have control, and I have my little retrieve trainer here, and I have some really high value treats. And we've already discovered that Barney really thinks tuna treats are pretty fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by putting one of the tuna treats right inside the toy. So again, we have a dog that has high value for food, not as high value for a toy. So now we're just building more value to the toy by adding the food to it. Okay, buddy. And I'm just going to let him sniff it. Oh, good boy. Yes. So is he interested? So I'm going to yes, and then I'm going to let him have the food. I just sort of popped it up there. I don't want to take it from the toy at this point, give it to him. I want him to get it himself. Oh, what's that? Yes. Woohoo! You got it that time. So basically, I just want him to learn that, wow, that thing brings treats. Yes, good boy. Get it, get it, get it. Good. Now, while I'm encouraging him, and again, I need to make it easier. There we go. I'm using my voice. I'm going to use my encouragement, and I'm going to utilize that same tone of voice and that same encouragement when I start throwing the toy. Okay, I can do one little more here. This is a piece of cake for him. Yes, good for you. Good boy. Okay, now what I'm going to start to do is I'm going to just move the toy away from me a little bit and see if I can get him to pick it. Oh, yes, good boy. I'm going to take advantage of that. So without me even prompting him, he decided he was going to jump up to grab the toy. And again, at this point, I want to encourage him to do anything that shows excitement and interest towards the toy. Now, this is where dog training needs to be a little bit fluid. So, you know, in other situations, if I had a really high drive dog that was crazy about the toy, I wouldn't allow that behavior to jump at me. But here oh, good boy. We're breaking the rules a little bit because I'm trying to let him come out of his shell a little bit. Okay, Barn, what's this? I'm going to just put it down. What's this? What's this? What's that? Yes, good boy. I'm gonna let him play with it for a second there. I want him to stay near me. Find it. Where is it? Where is it? Right here. Yeah, good boy. I'm just gonna let him search it out. Again, I'm gonna keep reloading here. Put a couple treats in there. Oh, what's that? Yes, good boy. Good. Do it a couple more times, maybe over here. What's this? Where is it? Where is it? Yes, good boy. Good boy. Okay, now that he's showing a little bit of interest. Oh, yes, good boy. Good boy. I'm going to see if I can get him to offer to put his mouth on the toy. Now, I could continue putting food in, but yes, I think I'm at the point now where he's starting to figure out, when I put my mouth on that thing, you reward me. So I'm going to put a little treat in there. But this time, in order, yes, to get the treat, I'm going to yes and reward him. And I'm going to switch now from feeding from my hand. Good boy. I'm going to wait till he bites. Yes, good boy. Little bite, and I'm going to reward. Again, I'm not feeding from my hand. I'm feeding from the toy. Oh, yes, good. Good boy. Ready, set. What's this? Yes, good. So a little tug on the edge there. I'm going to yes and reward. What's this? What's this? Yes, good. Now see my timing? Each time his mouth touches the toy, that is when I yes and reward. Good boy. Ready? Okay, what's this? What's this? Yes, there we go. So he didn't actually bite it right away. So you'll notice I didn't say yes immediately. I'm waiting till yes, good boy. Now I just was bad there. I fed from my hand because I was too excited. Good boy. I gotta load you up again, bud. There we go, there. What's this? What's this? What's this? Yes, good. Okay, so we're motoring through these steps. I'm gonna do one more. You just stole it, you little turkey. You gotta bite it first. Yes, there we go, good boy. So again, I'm encouraging him to bite onto the toy. I need him to understand, yes, that using your mouth on the toy is what gets you the reward. I don't want him just stealing the treat out of the toy forever, and I don't want him just coming up and sniffing the toy. I'm basically shaping the behavior. Every time you bite on the toy, you earn a reward. Okay, so he's starting just to figure out that this is a lot of fun. So I'm gonna load it again, but this time what I'm gonna try and do is see if I can get him to chase after it. So rather than just offering it to him, I'm gonna make it really exciting. Now he's more interested in sniffing the floor right now, so I'm gonna do this. Oh, what's this? What's this? Ooh, what's this? Ooh, what's this? What's this? Oh, so he's finding the treat pile rather than the toy. So I'm gonna let him sniff this right where this treat is. What's this, Barney? Look. What's this? Oh, there we go. What's this? There we go. And I'm gonna move the toy around and make it a little bit exciting. Oh, what's that? What's this? Kitty, 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 kitty. Oh, what's that? What's that? What's that? Yes, there we go. Now I wanna get a little bit of a tug this time. There, yes, good boy. So before when I was rewarding was just simply him putting his mouth on it, that's it. This time I want to engage with the toy. Yes, good boy, a little bit. Now, for a lot of dogs, just putting it right in front of their face like this is not enough. He's actually, yes, good boy. He's doing a pretty good job biting it, but he's not really thinking about playing right now. He's thinking more about eating the food. So what I'm gonna do is ignite his chase drive a little bit by moving the toy around. Now, I love these toys because of little tassels on the ends. The dogs can grab onto them, but I'm gonna keep the toy lively. Oh, good boy. And then I'm gonna kind of slow it down. So yes, there we go. Yes, good. I'm gonna slow it down a little bit so he actually can grab. Oh, good boy. Good boy. Oh, I know you saw me reach for food. Okay, so I'm not gonna reward that. Okay, good boy. I want him to grab on and latch before getting reward. There we go, we're latched. Good boy, I'm gonna tug for a couple seconds. Now, yes, and then reward. So yes means you can stop and I'll reward you. Good, I'm gonna try it again. Okay, get. There we go. Good boy. Yes, excellent. Now, what I'm doing here is building value for playing with the toy with me. You'll notice that I'm not giving him the toy and letting him go and run away with it and play with it on his own. This is about building it with me because this is going to be the ending of our retrieve. So he brings it right back to me to say, hey, let's play that game that we do together that I love so much. Good boy. Okay, so he's not latching on very well now, so I'm gonna move it around a little bit more. Oh, what's this? What's this? What's that? There we go. Yes, Excellent. I get a little bit of a latch, a little bit of a tug, and then I can yes and then reward. Good boy. Now remember, we're working with dogs here that are more interested in food than toy, which is why we're being very strategic about the style of toy that we use so we can associate food with this toy. And it's also really important that these steps that we take very gradually based on the success that we're having with the dog. Now, Barney's been doing a great job. I think so far from the training, he's starting to put together that when he puts his mouth on this toy, rewards are going to come. So the next step is probably going to be the hardest, and it's going to be finishing off the retrieve. So again, like I said earlier, we're not throwing the toy and encouraging him to bring it back quite yet. We're going to build this backwards. So in this next stage, I'm going to start to see if Barney can figure out that if he wants the treat to come out of this toy, he's got to bring the toy to me first. So in order to do that, I put my little treat in my toy here, and I have Barney on leash, and I'm only going to put it on the ground a foot or so away from me. Now, one thing that you need to know about all dogs, whether they're interested in toys or not, is they all have some type of prey drive, which means they like to go after things that are moving. So I'm not just going to throw the toy on the floor and then stand here and wait to see what he does. I am going to tease him, and I'm going to make this toy the most exciting thing in the entire world. And when he picks it up, I'm then going to make me the most exciting thing in the world. So he wants to build those two things together. What's this? Ready? Good boy. Yeah! Good boy! Yes! So he only brought it like 6 inches, but I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna reward him. What a lot of people do wrong in this step is they get a little overexcited and they think, oh, he's retrieving, and then they go right to these long bomb rewards. So you've gotta keep things short and sweet. So again, teasing the dog, teasing the dog, teasing the dog, toss it just a step. Good boy, pop, 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 pop. I'm gonna use some fun sounds. Barney, 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 Barney. Yeah, good boy. Yes, little jackpot. Good boy. Yes, excellent. So that was a super good one. So I'm going to reward multiple times. Here's another one. Good boy. Now you'll notice the value is coming from the toy. I'm not particularly going for my bait pouch at this point. I need to make this the most exciting thing. Barn, how good are you? Okay, we're going to load up. Maybe we'll try a different treat this time. What about a little chicken hot dog? Oh, we're gonna try another one. Ready? Ready? So tease, tease, tease. Oh, look at the drive I'm getting now. Ready? Get it, get it, get it. Good boy. Barney! Whoops, so he's not coming. Oh, yes, there we go, yeah! Now, if he had waited any longer there, I would have assisted him with the leash. I would have given him a couple nudges on the leash just to get him to turn. What I will not allow him to do is play independently with the toy for any extended period of time, because this is about bringing it back to me. So I don't let him get the enjoyment of playing with the toy on his own. It's you pick up the toy and you need to come back to me immediately. So if he had not have turned, I would have just given him a couple bumps on the leash to turn him around, and then I would have used my engagement to get him focused back. Are you a little rock star? Good boy. Okay, so if you're with me at this point and you've gotten up to this stage where your dog is now really starting to show interest in the toy, they can bring it back about a foot or so in order for them to get the reward. You're now ready to start building distance, but there's a couple other things that we can build into it. Oh, he's into this. Good boy. Number one is I want to start putting this on a command so that when I play fetch with him, I can tell him, go get your toy, bring it back. But there's some other commands that you can utilize that your dog already knows that will help with this situation, like response to name, for example, or here, your little casual recall. But the thing that's going to make the most difference is how well you're controlling the environment. So I'm in a big agility arena right now, but there's no one in here right now, and I'm working in a very small space. I have the leash on, and I'm going to ensure that it's very, very easy for Barney to focus on me and me alone. There's no other distractions around. And I'm going to use that motion to help him. So when I send him out, I'm going to follow behind him until he picks the toy up, so that when he picks it up, I can run away, again, igniting that chase drive, not allowing him just to go and do his own thing. So let's see what happens if we start to build more value. Again, I always start with teasing the dog. Oh, good boy. Now I'm going to throw it a bit. Get it. Good boy. Barney, here. Yeah, good boy. So only a step. Now this time, I'm going to play with him for a second before I give him the treat. Get it. Because eventually, I want this to be the reward he gets for bringing it back. I don't want to always have to use treats. Eventually, I want to transfer the toy play to not having food. Yes. Good boy. So I yes him, and then I can reward from there. Barney, you're so smart. So I'm going to pick my leash up so I have good control. I didn't really have to use it on the last one, but I don't want to get caught just in case. Ready? Oh, yes! Good boy. boy. So that was sort of an interesting thing. I went to throw it, but he was so excited about getting the toy that he actually grabbed it before I could throw it. Now again, this comes back to breaking the rules a little bit. If I had a really overzealous dog, I wouldn't want that sort of behavior. But because he's saying, oh my gosh, this is so fun, I want to stop and acknowledge his drive towards the toy and reward him for that. That was nice. Okay, shall we try it again? Ready, set, get it. So I tell him, get it. Good. Barney, here. Come on, yay! Good boy. And again, I'm bringing that play. So when you come back, I'm not just going to take it from you. We're going to play a second together and make this fun. Oh my goodness, you're so good. Yes. Yes, Mark C is correct. And then I can take my treat from my toy and then reward him from there. You're so good. Yes. Now the cameraman just mentioned how much focus I'm getting from Barney and how well this is going. And we often get a lot of comments that you guys use trained dogs. You know, what does it look like if the dog doesn't know how to do it? But full transparency here, this is the first time I have ever trained Barney. In fact, we just started working together at the start of this video, so like 5 minutes ago. And so why I'm having success is because of the training that we're doing. I'm setting him up to be successful by the steps that I'm taking in the training. So I'm making it very, very difficult for him to do anything wrong. I have my leash on. I have really high value treats. I don't have a lot of distractions. I'm using a type of toy that encourages success. So dog training is about setting up the scenario around you, but a lot of times people put their dogs into a scenario where it's very, very difficult for them to be right, and that's why there's so many failures. So it's not just about having the perfect dog or a really great dog trainer. I think he's a great dog for sure, but right now he's like, let's do more. Right now it's about setting up the scenario. So next we're going to talk a little bit about troubleshooting. What happens if it doesn't look so perfect like this? Some of the problems you might run into could be that your dog starts to show interest in the toy, but then when you throw it away, they're happy to go get it, but they're not really interested in bringing the toy back. In fact, oh good boy, they are more happy to just go and lie down and play with it on their own. So it's really important that you don't allow your dog to do that. We want the dog to learn that part of playing fetch is that it involves you. It's a great relationship builder. It's great exercise. There's so many benefits. But bringing the dog, the toy back to you is going to be really important. So when you're doing this, it's very important that you have your dog on a leash or a line. You could even put the toy on a leash or a line. In fact, I was prepared, just in case I needed to, having this little skinny leash that I could just put through this toy so that if he decided to run away and take off with it, you can see that there, I could prevent him from doing so because I have control of the toy and the leash. Because what I don't want him to learn is that it's more fun to play with the toy without me. Now, in saying that, the other thing that you want to think about is what kind of value are you putting on toys with your dog at home? Do they rehearse on a daily basis getting access to interactive toys like this and being able just to go and play with it on their own? So in our home, our dogs do not get any toys like this unless they're training or we're doing things together. Do they have toys at home to play with? Absolutely, but they're more chew toys. They're more bones or kongs or things that are easy to go and lie down and chew and play with it on their own. But if I pull out something that looks like this or a tug toy, bungee toy, anything that's a little bit more interactive, automatically the dogs assume, okay, we're doing something together, and that builds engagement and that builds drive. Oh, what do you think about this one? But I wouldn't just give it to the dog and just let them go and do their own thing with it, because again, I'm devaluing the game. I'm teaching him that you can play with this and I don't matter. So that's definitely something you should think about. Another common mistake that people sometimes makes that completely devalues the retrieve is chasing the dog with the toy in the mouth. And sometimes we it's fun, the dog grabs the toy, they run away, and we chase after them, but you're really doing a couple things wrong here. Number one is you're letting the dog dictate the control of the situation. You're putting them in the control position. You're putting yourself in sort of the follower position. So we don't really want to do that. That's sort of giving the dogs mixed messages. But what it also encourages the dog to do is pick the toy up, stand there and say, hey, chase me. And they're thinking about moving away from you rather than moving towards you. So if anybody's chasing anybody, it needs to be the dog chasing the person. That chase can really help the dog bring the toy back a lot quicker. So you'll notice when I was practicing with Barney, as soon as he would pick the toy up and I would call him, I always moved away from him to encourage him to chase after me. And when you do that, it's very important that when you have the leash on, that you don't say, bring it here, here and drag the dog to you on the leash. That really doesn't make the game a very positive experience. Now the leash is on as my backup system, so that if he decides to bring it to me and then deke off in a different direction, he's not successful. I could use the leash at that point. But if he's doing things well, if he's en route back to me with the toy and he's doing a good job of staying connected, I want to keep this leash completely loose, because end game is that I can play fetch with him without any leash on whatsoever. So he needs to learn to do it without any tension on the leash to begin with. So the leash management is going to be super imperative in this exercise. Now the other problem that you might run into is you might have a dog that maybe doesn't go through the steps quite as fast as Barney did. Now he is very food motivated, which was very helpful in today's training. And he also has some interest in toys. His issue is that he just didn't really want to bring the toy back. He wanted to pick it up, play with it for a few seconds, and then he was kind of over it. So there wasn't enough value for the toy. But if you have a dog that has zero toy interest whatsoever, you may find that you'll stay at the first couple steps of the training session just for a lot longer. And there's absolutely no problem with that. You're going to spend more time letting the dog sniff and investigate the toy and then earning a reward. You might not get to the step where they're biting the toy or tugging on the toy as quickly. You're just going to start, so if I had a dog that had no interest in toys and I was even getting this sniffing and even pawing at the toy initially in the early stages, I would actually reward that. I would reward any type of engagement with the toy whatsoever. It doesn't need to be limited to his mouth. And then once my dog is doing that easily each and every time that I'm practicing, I would then say, okay, now I'm looking for, mouth interaction or an actual bite, or then moving to the tug. But, you don't want to have the dog climb the whole mountain before getting a reward. You're looking for little bits along the way to reinforce your dog. Not every dog is going to go at the same pace, and it's important when you're dog training to understand that. We're all about building repetitions of success, so you need to start off small, and as the dog gets more comfortable, then you can start to layer on more difficulty. Barney's doing an awesome job, so I'm going to start to see if I can build a little bit more distance on my throw. So I'm going to get him excited, but there's one thing that's really important to know, and that is you don't want to play fetch with your dog until they don't want to play anymore. So start to know what your dog's stamina is like. It's always best to quit while you're ahead, so I don't want to keep retrieving until he says, okay, I've had enough of this. I'm going to stop while he's still encouraged to do more. So I'm just going to do a couple fetches here, and then I want you to see how I end the exercise that gets him just leaving him wanting more. Okay, buddy, can we do some longer ones? Ready? Get it, get it, get it. Good boy. Barney, here, bring it here. Bring it here. Okay, so that's not fast enough, so I'm going to get the leash. Good boy, get it, get it, get it. Get it, get it, get it, get it. Get that thing, get that thing. Get it, bring it here. Bring it here. Yay! Yes, good boy. So that was a good example of what to do if your dog doesn't bring it back. I'm not going to stand here saying, bring it here, bring it here, bring it here, as he's just having his afternoon snack on the treat and on the toy and not listening to me. I'm going to go and use that leash. Okay, let's try it again. So I'm not going to drop the leash this time because he showed me on the last one. He's not quite ready for that. Oh, tease, 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 tease. Get it. Good boy. Good boy. Bring it here. Bring it here. Yes! Good boy! Get it, get it, get it. Get it, get it, get it. Yeah, good. Out. Yes, good boy. Okay, we're gonna try another one. Load her up. Load her up. Ho, 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 ho. What's this? What's this? What's this? Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Good. Bring it here. Bring it here. Ah, yes! Good boy! Do you see how much faster he's getting? Because I'm not giving him any opportunity to ignore me. Yes, good boy. Now I'm gonna try one more. He was successful without having the leash in my hand. So I'm gonna make one more progression. Okay, ready? Ho, 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 ho. Ready, ready, get it, get it, get it. Bring it here, bring it here, bring it here. Yay, good boy. Now I'm gonna reward him for this. Yes, good boy. And this is how I'm gonna end the exercise. Oh, what's this? You want this? Want this? Ready? Oh, all gone. Oh well, where'd it go? So I'm going to leave him for wanting more. I'm going to tease him with it, and then I'm going to put it away. He's going to say, oh man, look, he's still showing interest. Good boy. Yeah, we're done that now. And I might stop playing for 5 or 10 minutes. I might stop playing for the rest of the day. But then what I can do is go back to that place that I had the toy later on the day or the next day, and I could say, oh, Barney, what's up here? Where's your toy? Oh, here it is. What's this? What's this? Oh, it's all gone. Oh, where'd it go? But I don't want to tease him. Then sometimes I need to grab it. What's this? Yeah, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Good boy. Look at him latch on right away. So I want to leave him wanting more. I don't want to let him just go and lie down and play with it on his own. This needs to be like the ultimate exciting thing. What a good boy. Okay, yes. Oh, there we go. So find a place for your toy to rest so that at the end of your play session, you are leaving your dog wanting more. When you first start to train this with your puppy or your dog, it's important that you're starting without any distractions. So we started in that nice quiet arena with nothing going on, and he did so well that now we're gonna come outside, and when there's birds going, there's all kinds of smells out here. So we're interested to see whether he does the same thing. But for you practicing at home, if your dog's having trouble in the backyard, go inside where there's less going on and perfect it there. And then once the dog understands the exercise, then change the location. So let's go ahead and see what he does. So I have my treat ball loaded up, my retrieve trainer loaded up with some treats again. I'm just gonna see if I can start getting his interest. You can see he just wants to look around. So for me to just throw the toy right now would probably end up in failure. He wouldn't do it. So I need to go back to some of my basics here. Hey, what's this? Oh, there we go. Remember this game? Good boy, get it. Good boy. So I just want to start off by getting him interested in the toy once again. Yes, good. He had a little bite there, so I'm going to reward him. Get that thing. Good boy. Get it. Her. Get it. Yes, good. Little latch on. So again, you'll notice I'm not coming outside and just throwing the toy and seeing what he does. I'm going back to the earlier steps. Okay, that was great. So I'm going to give it a little try now. We're going to try a little toss. I've loaded my ball up. I have the toy in my hand, and I have the leash in my hand so he doesn't go wandering off with it. Ready? Get it. Good boy. Bring it here. I'm going to use the leash now. Bring it here. Yay! Good boy! There we go. A nice short toss. I'm going to play with him for a little bit when he gets back. Yes. I'm going to yes to let him know he's right, and then deliver the treats from the retrieve trainer. Here, pup. Good boy. Okay, that was pretty good. I want you to bring it back a little faster, though. I do. I want you to be a little faster. Good boy. Ready? So I got my leash. Again, it's loose. I'm not pulling on him. Ready? Get it. Bring it here. That was better. Yeah. Wow, bud. Good boy. Yes, good. I'm very impressed with you. Yes, good boy. Okay. We're going to try a longer one. Ready? Get it. Good boy. Bring it here, Barn. Bring it here, Barn. Yay! Get that thing. Woohoo! Good boy. And again, don't just snatch it from your dog when they come back. Take a second to make them feel so good about having that toy. Yes, good boy. And when I finally say yes, he knows he can release and anticipate his treats. Good boy. Eyes up though. Yeah, good boy. We really want you to be able to get outside and play fetch or retrieve and do some fun things to exercise and just to build a better bond with your dog. But in order to be able to do those things, they have to know how to listen outside. So if you want to learn more about getting your dog to listen to you outside, check out this video right here. Now, if you want our help to train your dog, check out our online course called Life Skills, where we give you daily feedback to help you with any of your dog training problems. The link for that is in the description below. On that note, I'm Kayl. This is Barney. Happy training.